roses, tree and roses. All I have is you, and all you have. No tomorrow that away our sorrows. Hey, Mark. I'm going to try to do a quick. I don't know another way to do it because. Oh.
I feel so.
I gotta turn that. That's Tom Waits. I want to do a quick recommendation on CAUD. My computer setup is so ancient, and the memory is so full. The only way I can think of doing a quick recommendation is live. So what I'm going to do is do this live, turn off, and then we'll come back on. We'll talk finger, GTII, and everything else, anything else, MULN. I can't think of all the other ones. As far as I know, let me check. Ham is not coming on yet, but as soon as he checks in, we'll have him on if he checks in. Okay, I want to make a speculative buy recommendation for a learning exercise. I can't give specific financial advice because I don't know you guys as customers. But CAUD is the SPAC side of the Logic spinoff, and it's currently trading 7 million shares. 7 million shares at $3.25. It was as high as $4.30 today, as low as $3.02. When the vote was taken on 2 Mondays ago, a record date set, ASPA traded up to $38 to my memory, and there was only something like 40,000 shares in the float, maybe slightly higher. So NASDAQ halted trading. And then in my mind, you can have your own mind. In my mind, the criminals got to work on that Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and they sold millions of shares, driving the stock downward. It got under $2 a share. Friday, the stock in the aftermarket traded up to $6 or slightly above. I lost count of the volume, but the volume has to be in the 15 million range or higher since first ASPA traded, then it de-SPACed, and then NASDAQ halted, and then there was, in my opinion, illegal sales. And then as far as I know, today is the day that the stock is delivered into retail shareholders' accounts. All right, I'm going to go quickly and then I'll sign back on. The number one reason to be positive, I guess, is this is a NASDAQ listing, and institutions like NASDAQ. I'm not gonna stay on that very long because you've seen the risk of NASDAQ too. The risk of NASDAQ is it's where the criminals play. But NASDAQ, there's no question that NASDAQ's better than the OTC market. Why I'm not, it needs cleaning up too. The second reason is that the company, I left it over there, but the company announced after the SPAC merger the post-SPAC plans. The company believes the current struggling IPO market increases the attractiveness of public reporting companies like Logic, and it attracts M&A candidates looking to access the capital markets. The previously announced merger, that was the Privco. I left it over there, but we don't have to discuss it because that's going into the Logic shell. But on the SPAC, they've pursued strategic M&A, and they've already done 2 acquisitions which were accretive. And without going into it, because I want to keep this short, there's 2 or 3 or 4 companies which the company has discussed before that they're going to, my words, roll up into collective audience, CAUD. I think that could take a quarter. But if they start announcing their vision, announcing their narrative, and telling you the story, remember, Data Logic is on track to leave this year with annualized 70 million in revenue. That was the announced target, and 100 million shortly thereafter on annualized revenue. It won't take many of these accretive deals coming in that all of a sudden you could be talking about 150, 200, 250 million in additional revenue. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is on May 3rd of this year, Logic appointed technology visionary and investor Peter Boors to the board of directors. I'm going to read it to you. I have, without belaboring it, I've said it live quite a few times, but I was 100% wrong in my understanding that Mr. Boors had anything to do with those 2 hedge funds. So I retract that and I apologize to Mr. Boors. But let's move on, because this is probably the most compelling reason right now, perhaps, to look. I'm coming out to say buy it as a trade, but if you're looking at 6 months to 18 months, this is one of the most compelling reasons to buy CAUD, which was valued by a third party, and it's all in the SEC proxy, in essence, at $10 a share, just to cut to the chase. And that ASPA, all of the last few months, traded closer to $11 a share. So somebody saw the value. Okay. Logic, a leading provider of digital acquisition solutions, has appointed tech industry visionary and venture investor Peter Boors to its board of directors. Following his appointment, the board consists of 4 directors, with two of whom are serving independently. Boors has been a lifelong entrepreneur with over 30 years of executive and board experience, leading private and public companies across ad tech, which is what Data Logic is, and media, AI, which is what Data Logic is, fintech, and technology sectors. He also brings to Logic, but it's now to Data Logic, which is CAUD, years of accomplishment in the venture investing focused on disrupted technology invention, driving the digital transformation. Quote, we anticipate Peter's extensive experience as a venture investor, senior executive, and board member will contribute significantly to our growth strategy and merger and acquisition activities, stated Brent Sun, CEO. His focus on advancing disruptive technology aligns with our mission and vision for Logic, which is now Data Logic. Remember, Logic's a shell now, and they're going to do something differently. So I'm just focused on where Data Logic went. As an active angel investor and entrepreneur mentor, Mr. Boors has been ranked among the nation's top 100 most influential angel investors. That's a big deal. Top 100 of the nation's angel investors. He has scaled companies from startup to fully operationalized organizations. Boors has been a noted thought leader across multiple industry sectors, including the performance marketing industry, as a founding member and former chairman of the Performance Marketing Association. I don't know much about that, but I guess it's a big deal. Commented Mr. Boors, I'm excited to join what's now Data Logic at this pivotal stage in development, particularly as it continues to close in on a number of strategic M&A targets who have a unique capabilities and IP in ad tech, direct to consumer, and B2B sales, digital advertising, and performance marketing. Most recently, this has included Park Place. Now I can go to what I printed out. My printer lost all of its ink. This includes Park Place, which they've already acquired, a tremendously synergistic acquisition to the platform. That's the Data Logic platform. I look forward to helping Logic, which is now Data Logic / Collective Audience, CAUD, continuing to succeed in its M&A endeavors and support the significant organic growth expected in 2023. Peter Boors' bio. For more than 30 years, Boors has been an entrepreneur, CEO, board member, and venture investor focused on disruptive innovation in artificial intelligence, which Data Logic uses, big data, Data Logic uses, fintech, which is partly Data Logic, large part, cybersecurity, Data Logic, digital media and advertising, Data Logic, and blockchain technology. He is the founder and manager of Trajectory Ventures, a venture capital platform with investments in over 100 tech innovators, with investments in over 100 technology innovators and collective of operators. It's a venture capital platform and a collective of operators, founders, and entrepreneurs focused on advancing technology and industry innovation, and as well as Trajectory Capital, which is a later stage investing platform and private equity fund. Through Trajectory Ventures, Mr. Boors has led investments in multiple disruptive companies, including Triple Lift, a global ad tech platform, Think Real Time, which was acquired by Dealer.com, the first machine learning RTB platform for performance advertising, and Local Mind, which was acquired by Airbnb, a location-based information platform providing real-time answers for destination-related queries. Mr. Boors is co-founder and managing partner of TrueVest, a next-generation impact real estate investment development and technology company. He also serves as CEO and a board member of Trajectory Alpha Acquisition, which trades on the New York Stock Exchange, Tom Charlie Oscar Alpha, TCOA, which is a special purpose acquisition, a SPAC company focused on high growth innovative technology. As an active angel investor and entrepreneur mentor, Mr. Boors has been ranked, this is a repetition, among the top 100 most influential angel investors in the United States of America and on social media. He currently serves as chairman of Ocean Search, a nonprofit world leader in scientific data related to tracking and biological studies of keystone marine species such as great white sharks. He is also chairman of Hoobe, HOO.BE, a leading platform for the creator economy. His other board directorships include GoLogic, which you all know about, Beasley Broadcast Group, NASDAQ, BBGI, Kubiant, NASDAQ, KBNT, Fraud.net, a leading AI-powered collective intelligence fraud prevention firm, Beeline, BELINE, which is a fintech infrastructure platform for mortgages and real estate finance. Fernhill Main Block, which is OTC under the symbol FERN, a modular cloud-based infrastructure platform for trading digital assets. MediaGel, you've heard of that. More on the GoLogic side. MEDIAJEL, a transformative software platform with proprietary data tools and compliant MarTech solutions, purpose-built to serve cannabis, CBD, and other regulated brands worldwide. He's also on the board of trustees for the New England College. Boors previously funded and served as CEO and chairman of Media Trust, the long-leading real-time performance marketing exchange. The company was recognized as the 9th fastest growing company in the United States. He also founded and served as a member and chairman of Performance Marketing Association, a nonprofit trade association. He has contributed his technology insights in a number of articles on CNBC, etc. He holds a bachelor's degree in communication, business and media studies from New England College. That's from the May 9th press release this year from Logic. Okay, so the other thing to bear in mind, I do not know what's going on with this volume. We're at almost 7 million shares today. I'd say we're close to 20 million shares today. And as far as I know, most shares just got in the accounts today. And the most those shares could be is somewhere around 3.5 million. There was the financing deal where there was something like 800,000, but that wasn't issued right away. But that's 800,000. So that gets you for something. Where's all this volume coming from? I know my answer. Others may have different answers. So there is a risk in this recommendation in that the shorts, the criminals, may be in charge of the price. And of course, the SEC doesn't care. NASDAQ seems not to care. And largely your brokerage firms and the powers that be don't care about this daylight theft. Having said that, the flip side of that coin is it is possible that a lot of this selling is inappropriate. And because you're going to have new management in, you still have Brent's son with a bee under his bonnet because he's so upset at the shorts. There may be a miniature short squeeze coming in CAUD shares. Not promising that, but this stock could get back to where it was valued, $10, $15. Okay, now the final couple of things. If there is finally a transfer of management and board soon, you could start seeing a narrative. You could start seeing a gentleman like Peter Boors with his contacts being able to go out and get honest, plain vanilla financing and have an investor deck, which I'm sure will be shared, and people will start remember, the stock market is a discounting machine. They'll think this is a complete cock-up the last 2 or 3 weeks. But it's November, then we have December, then we're in 2024. The market will start to project, will bring forward earnings and results to now. So anyway, the last thing I want to bring up, and then I'll quickly look at your comments. But if there's nothing that leaps out at me, I'm going to end this call so I can post this as a buy recommendation for CAUD. I'll come immediately back on. We'll talk about everything under the sun, everything about Brent's son, if you want, and we'll hope that Ham comes on before the end of the day. And I'll stay live. Any questions I miss, please bring them up when I come live again. My number one reason for you to consider a trade in this after it's been washed down in a post DSPAC high or a during DSPAC high of $38 all the way under $2, and now it's last trade $3.27. You must remember this: a kiss is just a kiss, a sigh is just a sigh. You have to remember that Brent Sun introduced one of the world's premier investment banks to finger motion. What was the name of that bank? It was Univest Securities. Univest Securities. And you don't think, if you're Brent's son, your first call isn't to, and remember, I've told you, I think they might be helping him with GoLogic. That's speculation on my side. You don't think your first call isn't going to be your friends at Univest? 10 million, 10 million, 5 million, 9.5, 11 million, 3 million, 9 million, 16 million, 40 million. It's Univest. 16 million, 25 million, 2 million, 25 million, 40 million, 61 million, 12 million, 5.75, 25 million, 30 million, 16 million, 25 million, 9 million, 16 million, 16 million. These tombstones are on Univest's website, US website. 3 million, 20 million, 25 million, 17 million, 85 million, 30 million, 14 million, 70 million, 100 million, 25 million, 35 million, 5 million, 13 million, 40 million, 8 million. And the last page I printed out, 29 million, 10 million, 42 million, 7 million, and 16 million. That'd be pretty powerful. And that would be, as Dean Martin might say, a kick in the head to the shorts if Univest came in. So what could happen with CAUD? On the risk side, if the criminals are in charge of this, and they seem to be selling with no fear, they could drive this down through the end of the year. So maybe you buy some now and save some dry powder for the last couple of weeks of December. On the other hand, it's already washed down. You've got a stock who bought Data Logic at a third party's valuation at $10 a share based on the reverse. And then ASPA traded for $11 all day long. You do have a changing of the guard at CAUD. You've got this backlog of 2, 3, 4, 5 companies they're going to roll into Data Logic's platform. Now, the good part is that could be announced right away. I think it's going to take 2 or 3 months to conclude any of those, but that's coming. You've got the Data Logic platform that operates, like StarNet. It just operates whatever else we're all doing, and the revenues are growing, and that's still in place. And you have the NASDAQ listing, which I personally think the NYSE would be better, but NASDAQ's a lot better than where the deer and the reindeer and the criminal play in the OTC markets. There's a potential of the broker dealers coming in and buying in the sales of restricted stock that were sold here. There's a small potential of a recovery and a small short squeeze. And that's where I'm going to finish it. I'm going to quickly look at some comments and all right. I was just now, Zachariah, speaking, as it says on the title, about collective audience, CAUD, and I'm saying high risk. I'm saying it's a buy. By the way, full disclosure, I got my shares that I'm entitled to from this delivered this morning. I'm not selling. I'm going to try to trade it. If it goes 10, 15, if I don't get greedy and hold out for 20, I'll probably trade out of some as a short-term trade. Long-term, my target, let's say 6 months to 18 months, $50 a share. There's a lot of risk in here, as you've seen, but where there's risks, there can be great returns. So I'm going to sign off now. That's my recommendation on CAUD. I'm keeping it short. I did it using this vehicle because my computer system does not have enough memory that I can do a short video and have it upload in any reasonable time. So this will be up. I'll try to get it on Twitter and we can move on. So if you give me 2 minutes, I'm going to change the title. We'll talk about anything you want to, and hopefully Ham, I spoke to him earlier. He has not promised, but hopefully he'll come on. So thank you for listening to CAUD. Good luck.